Dear students, today we are going to learn about biofertilizers. You all know about fertilizers. Fertilizers are useful for the crop production increasement. So, each and every plant needs nutrients. Nutrients are of two types, micronutrients, macronutrients. And these nutrients are available for the plants from the land itself. But nowadays we are going to do rigorous agriculture. We are doing only one crop, that is nothing but paddy. For that we are using the land resources and minerals which are present in the land rigorously. So after some time we need to use fertilizer for the growth of the plants. Generally we will use chemical fertilizers. You all know chemical fertilizers like urea, like that. So in chemical fertilizers we have the different minerals like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. But by using these chemical fertilizers, what will happen, long run they may be spoil the soil content, and they are very much pollutants. They cause some diseases in the farmers also. So what is the remedy for the chemical fertilizers? The best remedy for the chemical fertilizers is, you all know, biofertilizers. Bio means life. By using microbes, bacteria, algae and different forms of fungi, we can use them as fertilizers to the crop. So now we are going to discuss about the definition of the biofertilizers. Biofertilizers is a substance which contains living microorganisms which, when applied to seed, plant surfaces or soil, promotes growth by increasing the availability of primary nutrients to the host plant. So what are microorganisms? Microorganisms are the organisms which we can see with the help of microscope only. So these are beneficial microorganisms when we apply them to seed or other plant surfaces like stem, roots, leaves, etc. or other, if we use them in the soil directly, they increases growth of the host plant. And one more thing is that they will not do any harm to the plant. So which microorganisms are useful for the biofertilizers? Some selective strains of microorganisms which can contribute to plant nutrients through microbial activity are known as biofertilizers. So the definition itself shows that only some selective strains of microorganisms, not all the microorganisms, only some selective strains of microorganisms are useful as biofertilizers. So now we are going to discuss about the types of biofertilizers. So generally biofertilizers are 5 types. The first one is very essential type of biofertilizers. They are known as nitrogen fixers. And the second, phosphate suppliers. And third one is sulfate suppliers. Fourth one are known as biodecomposers. And the last but not least, microbial mass. So first we are going to learn about nitrogen fixers. Nitrogen fixers they may be bacteria or blue-green algal members. Nitrogen fixers can be divided into 2 groups. They are symbiotic nitrogen fixers and asymbiotic nitrogen fixers. What is symbiosis? Symbiosis, you all know the Rhizobium bacteria which lives in legume plant root nodules. It fixes nitrogen and it is the best example of symbiotic bacteria. So, what is symbiosis? So, both host and the guest, they live together and they will get benefit from each other without doing no harm. So, as I already told you, symbiotic nitrogen fixers are Rhizobium, Frankia and blue-green algae. So, asymbiotic nitrogen fixers, they are free microbes which lives directly in the soil. With their reactions, they can fix nitrogen. For example, blue-green algal members like Azolla. Azolla is a fern, but in the Azolla, there is a blue-green algal member which lives in the leaves of the Azolla, that is Anabaena. One more bacteria, Azotobacter, and one more example is Azospirillum. In the blue-green algal members, we can see the examples of Nostoc, Anabaena, Acylatoria. So many members. They are very much useful as biofertilizers. And the second type of biofertilizers are phosphate stabilizers or phosphate biofertilizers. So again, these phosphate biofertilizers can be divided into two groups. They are phosphate solubilizers, for example, Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Aspergillus, like that. And the second group is phosphate absorbers. Example, worm fungi. Worm fungi is nothing but vesicular as vesicular mycorrhizal fungi. The fungi which lives on the roots of the higher plants can absorb the phosphate and it provides phosphate to the plant. That is nothing but worm fungi. And the next biofertilizers are sulfate suppliers. We all know sulfur is also very important element along with the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So, sulfate suppliers, example of these fungus and bacteria are Thiobacillus bacteria and Aspergillus fungus. And the next group of biofertilizers are organic matter decomposers. Even in the soil, there is so much of debris like fallen leaves, twigs and the dead bodies of the animals. It have to be decomposed to the soil to get the minerals back again. So here the example is Trichoderma and Arthobacter. And the last but not least is microbial mass. Microbial mass which lives in the soil also helpful for the biofertilizers. So these are the types of the biofertilizers as you can see here. So nitrogen fixing bacteria, you can see Acetobacter and Bacillus bacteria is also there, and then you can see here phosphate solubilizing bacteria, right? This is very famous picture, as you all know, the groundnut roots which has root nodules which are light pink in color. These root nodules are the places for the Rhizobium leguminosarum bacteria, which is a symbiotic bacteria that fixes the nitrogen. Again, here you can see Medicago sativa plant roots which has the root nodules again. So, root nodules are the best example for the nitrogen fixation. This is the bacteria known as Azospirillum, which is a free living bacteria, non-symbiotic bacteria, which fixes the nitrogen. So these are the blue-green algal members, which are, this is nostoc and this one is Anabaena. They are both symbiotically and asymbiotically they can fix the nitrogen, and they are very much helpful for the paddy crop. Even if you go to the croplands, if you get the water, you can see under the microscope the garland like structures, that is nothing but nostoc and Anabaena. Here one more example of nitrogen fixation, asymbiotic nitrogen fixation bacteria, that is Azotobacter. This one is a fern plant, Pteridophyta member, which grows in the water, that is Azolla. In the Azolla, Anabaena is a symbiotic algae which lives in the Azolla plant, and this Azolla is a biofertilizer. Okay students, now this is the time for the learn about the advantages of biofertilizers. What are the advantages? First of all, they are very cheap. That means less expensive. When we use chemical fertilizers are more expensive. They need factory and human resources and so much of money to produce. But the biofertilizers are very much cheap because they all grow in a dirty land which has the dumping area like organic matter. So they are very cheap. The second benefit is they provide biological nitrogen directly to plants. So there is no other chemical reactions, directly they provide biological nitrogen. So that is very much helpful. And they help in solubilization and mineralization of phosphates. As I already told you that the phosphates are readily available with the help of the biofertilizers. Actually, phosphate is present in the soil in the form of rock phosphate. So plant roots cannot absorb the phosphate directly. So the solubilization and mineralization of phosphate is very much helpful for the plants. The next benefit is not only the plant growth, they enhance the plant growth, but also they enhance the substances like hormones, vitamins and other growth promoting substances which are useful for the growth of the plant. So crop yield also increases by 10 to 20%. When compared with the chemical fertilizers, biofertilizers nowadays, they are not that much helpful for the crop yield increasement. But now also they are the best remedy for the chemical fertilizers. Slowly the percentage will increase, anything like that. So now the crop yield increases by 10 to 20%. The next benefit of the biofertilizers is very important one, that these biofertilizers control and suppress the soil borne diseases. So some of the fungi which lives in the soil, they causes root rot disease, like that many other diseases. But whenever we will use the biofertilizers, that soil borne fungi which are pathogens, they will not grow. So like that they suppress, the biofertilizers suppress the soil borne diseases. And biofertilizers help in the survival of the beneficial microorganisms in the soil. So the one other side of the coin, first of all they removes or they suppresses the growth of the harmful microbes, and in the second side of the coin they help in the survival of the beneficial microorganisms in the soil. And the next one is, you all know, they improve soil fertility. And the next benefit is they are supplements to the chemical fertilizers. Now We can't say in the present scenario that they are alternatives to chemical fertilizers, because the food growth rate is less than the usage of the chemical fertilizers while using the biofertilizers. But now we can use as supplements to chemical fertilizers. So we have to save earth, we have to save trees to avoid the pollution, because the last and least benefit of the biofertilizers is mainly they are very much useful to avoid the pollution, air pollution, water pollution and soil pollution. By using biofertilizers, we will not get any pollution. So that is the main important thing of the biofertilizers. Right, children? As we have completed the biofertilizers lesson today. Now I think you have all learned what is biofertilizers and how they are helpful to us. Please learn about the biofertilizers and study by using different textbooks which are available. We can learn more about the biofertilizers. With this, I am taking leave. Thank you very much.